Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I'm in Make It to Midnight. As you guys can see, being inside the carnival had actually affected me a little bit. I'm all dripped out inside my carnival gear, and I'm here in today's video to basically explain everything inside of Make It to Midnight. Now that it's fully released, you guys can check it out in game, but if you guys either can't or are too lazy to, well, this is the perfect video for you. I'll be going step by step into all these locations, into what exactly they do, so don't be afraid. And on top of that, I'll be telling you guys some tips and tricks that you guys might want to actually know for this new RRO original. So inside this map, be sure to check it out in game, but starting off here, we have our photo hut. When the game eventually ends and we get into gameplay later in this video, you'll actually spawn here after the game ends. You'll see your rewards and how far you progressed in your levels here. Going to our right, you can see the play again door. We'll get more into this when we talk about gameplay. And to our right, we have our shop, as you guys can see. Inside the shop, it uses tickets as currency instead of tokens, but you can converge tokens into tickets by clicking this button. As you guys can see, here are all the values for tokens to actual tickets. So it would be 500 tokens for 1,500 tickets, 2,500 tokens for 8,000 tickets, 5,000 tokens for 17,000 tickets, 10,000 tokens for 36,000 tickets. Tickets are basically used to buy cosmetics at the merch booth in the lobby. You can earn these by playing the game, or you can purchase them with tokens. Then, as you guys can see, here's our actual board. Here you can either volunteer as Bonky, or you could actually play as a survivor. If you have more people, you guys can actually all join as Bonky, and then it'll randomly select one of you guys to actually be Bonky. So don't worry about filling up this queue. And then survivor, it'll display the 4 names and yada yada yada. When you have the full group of people and stuff like that, since I'm by myself for this video, I can't show it unfortunately, but this will actually turn into a little go. And yeah, it's a really cool UI, and I like how Recroom actually did it with this Recroom original. It's really cool. This car like illuminates the board, as you guys can see, and over here is a little hangout area. It's real relaxed, chill, just some props and stuff, and you can even sit next to Bonky and take a picture if you guys really want to. It's like we're best friends. I hope. Anyways, down here you guys will find your perks. You guys can find Survivor's perks, info on them, Bonky's abilities, info on that, and Bonky's perks and info on that. There's 3 pages of perks, people, and even 4 pages of perks here. I would literally go into detail, but I'm just going to kind of briefly go over all of them. You have Expert Medic, you can unlock it at level 5. There's Get Hyped, you can unlock it at level 8. There's Best Friends Forever, you can unlock it at level 19. Escape Enchantment, you can unlock it at level 32. Next page, there's Danger Zone, which you can unlock at level 15. There's Brave Scout, which you can unlock at level 17. There's Adrenaline Rush, which you can unlock at 27, and then there's Stop Hitting Yourself, which you can unlock at 44. Now you guys can read all these definitions if you guys really want to. Feel free to actually pause this video. And then lastly here you guys can see is Tech Whiz, that you can unlock on level 2, and then Signal Boost, which you can unlock on level 13, Powering Up, which you can unlock on level 23, and Squad Up, which you can unlock on level 38. So all these levels are different, and just to make this a little bit more clear, all these levels actually pertain to one slot inside the Survivor perks. You unlock more slots as you level up inside the game and stuff like that, so there is definitely a lot of leveling up to do as a survivor. Think about these all being like a group or a category of perks, if you guys will. They're categorized by their color. Then you have Bonky's abilities, the Clown Radar, which you unlock at level 2, Silly Sneak, which you unlock at level 12, and Bonky Bounce, which you unlock at level 36. You guys feel free to pause and read, but as you guys can see, these are Bonky's abilities that you guys can use inside the game. Cloud Radar is definitely my favorite and probably the easiest to use if you guys are starting out, to be honest. I love it. And to actually note, Bonky doesn't jump in game. You can't jump as Bonky, so don't try and jump over obstacles as Bonky. Then on this board, you'll find Bonky's perks, which you guys can see have 4 slots. There's a lot of perks in this game. We have Dangers in Numbers, which unlock at level 7, ICU, which unlock at level 28, Leaving So Soon, which unlock at level 42, and Brainiac, which unlock at level 46. Terrifying Presence, which unlocks on level 10, Butterfly Effect, which unlocks on level 16, Sabotage, which unlocks on level 38, and Power Drain, which unlocks on level 45. And there's 3 perks this time: Gathering Storm, which unlocks level 20, Hands Up, which unlocks on level 24, and Midway Magic, which unlocks on level 30. And then for the last 2, we have Swing and Miss, which unlocks at level 4, and Silent but Deadly, which unlocks at level 40. Now, as you guys can see here, there's a lot of perks, and you could definitely, get some really good Bonky combos. So, as people get better and, mash up their perks and stuff like that and really get into a bunch of gameplay, I can't wait to see how people competitively play this game. Super excited to see all the Bonky perk combinations and info and all the tutorials and stuff like that, and same goes along with the Sexual Survivor perks as well. So there's already a lot of depth inside this game, and we're not even inside the main map yet. Also, did you guys know that from the actual lobby, if you guys are just in the game, you guys can go over here to the back of the map and just freely travel into the map? There's this little back road here which I used for my beginning of my teaser video, which brings you right here to the north gate. It's so funny, it really is, and I love how Rec Room added that bit too. It's amazing. Now, outside of this lobby and our little trail that we took right out of the north gate, you'll actually find the rest of the entire map here, and this is how the map looks like. I don't know the best way to show you guys, but I feel like a little overview would be the best. From the little slide here, you guys will find this. Inside here, you guys will find a little location, and as you guys can see, they're very full. Total Rec Room Originals map is very fleshed out, as you guys can see, and you guys can see that this Ferris wheel is like the center. All this, we have this little country pit stop with Paula here on Rec TV, and here's our south gate. On top of that, all the way across the map, you guys will find this hay maze. Next to the hay maze, you'll find another tent where, you know, all the actual, I think, enemies reside. As you guys can see, the Rec County Fair has a bunch of these posters talking about Helga the Seer, Wanda the Dancer, Lionel the Tamer, and Bonky the Clown, which leads me to believe that may these be potential, you know, like monstrous villains inside this Rec Room original. I'll make a whole video talking about it later, but I mean, if we already have Bonky, then won't we have Lionel or Wanda or Helga eventually? I don't know, it's an interesting thought, but I'll definitely talk about it later. Let's continue on with the tour. Inside of here, you guys will find all their little trickery, and yeah, just kind of everything that they do. Wanda's little set here, Helga's little set right here, Monkey's set right here as you guys can see, and Lionel the Tamer's set right here. Lastly, on the edge of the corner right here, you'll find this last tent. Nothing really too special, just more stuff. Now, as you guys can see, this map is full, and there's a lot of tight turns and corners and twists and stuff, so it's really perfect for, you know, the whole running scene. But, as you guys can see, we have Bonky's little Ferris wheel, and yeah, it's looking very nice. But right here, next to the entrance for the slide, if you guys go right here, you guys will find the entrance for the actual, you know, Ferris wheel. Little side entrance if you guys want to enter in through here or run away from out here. Here's a little 360 view if you guys really want to. That's the slide, that's the little lobby up there, and hopefully this gives you guys a sense of the entire map inside the actual new Rec Room original. It's really cool, I like it a lot, and definitely my favorite. On top of that, if you guys haven't seen the middle part already, and yeah, be sure to let me know your guys' thoughts on this actual map down in the comments below. Now, generators will randomly spawn when the actual game starts, so I can't actually show you generators right now because there are no generators in-game. But you'll find them around, and you'll actually have these like timers. If anything, they're really similar to Dead by Daylight, just how they have their skill checks and stuff like that, so if you guys were good at that, you guys will be good at this actual minigame. But if you guys aren't, you guys will pick up on it quick. Trust me, when it explodes and stuff like that, it'll scare you. In addition, if you guys don't already know, some of you guys can actually open these actual porta potties and hide inside of them. Trust me, it works, but just a little tip, just so you guys don't get seen through the actual little peepholes by Bonky, try crouching. Now, if there's locations for anything, there is one thing I can show you. All the cage locations. Bonky's cage, you'll find it right here, right next to the north gate. You'll find another cage right behind the big giant slide right here. In this green tent, you guys will find a cage right here. In this blue tent, you guys will find a cage right here. In the hay maze, you guys will find a cage right here. Right here, right next to South Gate, you'll find a cage right here. So obviously, there's a bunch of cages evenly distributed throughout the actual map, of course. Now, before I actually talk about gameplay, let's talk about UI. Starting off here, as you guys can see right next to my actual name, you guys will find this little level UI and this ticket UI. Tells you your tickets, and it'll tell you your level and how much you progressed through it, as you guys can see. That's what everybody was freaking out about, but literally it's just for this actual Make It to Midnight's level system. It's not for the actual game system. On top of that, not to mention all the countless UI you will actually see in-game. It just kind of depends, but you'll see all the survivors UI, and then you'll see if they need bandages or if they've been trapped, caged, hurt. It's cool, it's crazy, and this game is actually so full to the brim of features. But there is one thing to note. Let's talk about this level system. The one way you can access it is going into your watch, then going into this room, and then once you go into this room, you can see progression, and you'll find all your levels here. These levels will show you some of the perks you'll unlock, all the tickets you'll unlock and stuff like that, and eventually you'll make it to actual level 100. But it's just countless tickets. Until then, I really do hope that they add more stuff into this battle pass because I would love to see more grinding. If they ever extended the system by adding maybe like 100 more levels or even 50 more levels, I would be absolutely hyped. It would be amazing. But so much potential, as you guys can see with their UI, and be sure to let me know what you guys think. But now if you're watching and you can't currently play this Rec Room original, you're probably basically asking me to hurry up and kind of explain how the game goes. When you and your friends finally choose all your perks and you guys are done messing around and stuff, and you guys are done choosing who you want to be bunkie or survivors or whatever, and start the game of course, players will be loaded into this little pre-lobby where players can actually choose their perks and stuff to get into the game. Now if you're bunkie, this is basically the same exact thing. You guys are basically inside these photo booths, and once the timer is up, the photo booth opens and you guys are released out into the Rec Room Original. Now it's basically Dead by Daylight rules. 4 survivors basically have to go to all these randomly spawned generators and turn at least 3 on. Then once you actually turn those 3 on, then you're actually able to unlock these actual north and south gates. But be careful though, because these actual gates have locks on them which take time to actually open. So once the generators are done, you're not done with your mission yet. But let's say all goes well and you actually do make it out. Well, it opens and you're free to actually escape and run out. Though be careful, bunkie could still hit you right here, I'm pretty sure. Just run extra out just to be safe. Well, like I said before, bunkie can choose his own perks and will eventually be released from his photo booth. On top of that, not to mention, he has a slight little jiggle to his costume. As you guys can see, his little costume has a little jiggle to it. My cosmetics actually glitch out of it. I hope they actually fix that if they can, but I mean, this is fine for right now. Not to mention, he's actually full body. You guys can see I actually have arms and limbs and stuff. It's pretty cool. Now, it's basically Bunkie's job to murder and trap all these actual survivors. Once you hit a survivor twice, they're done, they're in the cage, and, you know, if they stay within the time limit without being released from another survivor, it's kind of over for them, duh. I don't know if I'm right or not. I'm pretty sure it's a 3-minute timer, maybe 2:30. I'm not too sure, but I'll, you know, correct it post-editing when I actually make this video. But if you're Bunkie and the survivors don't make it in time, congrats, you just gotta kill. Though, be careful, because survivors do know when players get hurt or when they're being attacked if it isn't obvious from the voice chat alone. They'll know when they're trapped and stuff like that, and on top of that, survivors will see where these trapped players are. So as Bunkie, you really can either guard them or, you know, continue playing and having fun. Now, once the survivor gets out of the cage, they're hurt. So that means if you were to, you know, say hit them again twice and they go in the cage, they're done. It's over for them. You can't rescue them beyond that point unless survivors heal them. So let's say I was a survivor and I get put inside the cage, someone rescues me and then proceeds to actually heal me, but just by, you know, clicking on my character. If you read the survivor perks, you basically can understand how the healing perk will work. But once the actual survivor is healed, they can get hit again for the actual thing and they'll just be stuck inside the cage once again and won't die from that actual cage attempt. So yes, preventing the death is possible as long as you guys actually heal your teammates. Though, if you're Bunkie, obviously prevent that from happening. Also, another thing to mention with Bunkie, with his weapon, when you actually, you know, go to hit something, you have a cooldown. As you guys can see, I'll swing it, and you see it'll deflate. I'm pretty sure this only lasts about 2 seconds, but every time you swing it, it'll deflate and it'll do that little animation and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. And yeah, to be quite honest, this game has a lot of common sense already installed into it. If you're the survivors and you win, you'll gain more XP and stuff like that, and you'll have, you know, more levels and you'll gain more levels. But if you're Bunkie and you win, you'll gain more XP and stuff like that. I really don't think I have to explain the XP system. Now, once the game is actually over, depending on how your match went, all survivors will go to this actual photo hut. I'm pretty sure Bunkie goes here too, as there's 5 slots, and in here you guys will be, you know, told all the rewards from your actual game. Once done so, you guys can actually leave the thing, it'll open the curtain, you guys will pop out, and you guys will be back inside the lobby. Now let's say you guys haven't had enough of Bunkie already, and you guys want to play again. Well, how do you guys exactly do that? I'll have you guys guess. Do you guys think that you guys have to actually go back to the board and click it again? Well, if you thought so, you're wrong. This is what the play again door comes from. Once you press this door, it'll take your whole instance or whoever's in your party with you, and it'll take you guys to the next game. It'll be a fresh new layout of Make It to Midnight, and you guys can resume the game as normal. This Rec Room original is similar to Dead by Daylight, so if you guys are Dead by Daylight fans or like the kind of genre with that whole scary chaser theme, then definitely Make It to Midnight inside of Rec Room is in it for you. It's a free-to-play game inside of Rec Room, it's on most devices, so be sure to actually check this game out, and yeah, what are your guys' thoughts? This is kind of like my way of not getting into the big nitty-gritty of things and stuff like that with all the perks and stuff. But be sure to also let me know if this video was actually helpful. I hope you guys have fun with this new release of the Rec Room original, and I definitely had a lot of fun playing it as well. Of course, I want to say thank you, Rec Room, for giving me this opportunity to check out the Rec Room original, and on top of that, thank you guys as well for allowing me to be this big. Without you guys, I'm kind of nothing, of course, and I mean, without you guys watching, what else would I be? So have fun, folks, being Bonky or survivors, and on top of that, be sure to comment any strategies or your thoughts or anything about the game. I want to hear your guys' opinions and stuff like that, and I'll be sure to read them inside this video. Very hyped, and have fun, people. As always, on top of that, be sure to, of course, like, subscribe, and be sure to use code SKULL inside of Rec Room, especially when you guys are buying tokens for these tickets. I know some of you guys are going to be cashing out on tickets, so of course be sure to support a bro, and I'll catch you guys all into the next one. Without any further ado, peace!